So we will get started. Matt
Yep.
Parrott.
Oh, hey, Kyle. Welcome to Washington. Uh, just curious what you think about this opportunity and being traded here.
Say that one more time.
Uh, just what do you make of the opportunity of being traded here, and are you excited to join the Wizards?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I think it's a great opportunity for me individually. Just to kind of just keep growing as a player, keep growing as a person. Being someone that I've kind of not took a back seat past couple of years, but it was a great experience for me to learn from some great vets, great players, and now I really have the opportunity to just expand myself. And obviously, I'm excited. DC is a wonderful town. I actually just came back from DC. I was there for probably a good weekend. So just moving around, seeing the city, and just trying to connect with things. It was great.
And your defense has gotten a lot better over the past few years. I'm wondering what you attribute to that growth.
Just trying to be as great as I can. Just trying to improve every year, and especially with the situation that I was in. That's something that I really had to do to improve, but also to be on the court. And I was thankful enough to have obviously Frank Vogel did a great job having great schemes, and he does a great job of putting players into position to succeed. But watching film, just having the mindset of I want to become a better defender. And I think for defense, that's something that's going to be really important to me this season, but also this team as well, this ball club.
Kareem.
Hey, what's up, Kyle? Kareem from the Washington Post, man. Congrats. Welcome to DC.
Thank you.
First couple years of your career, is been wild out there with the way the team changed and guys that came to the team and winning the title and all that. I'm just curious, what do you think are some of the biggest things that you kind of took from that entire experience? Because some guys, that's a lot to go through in just a couple short years that I think some guys go through an entire career and might not have all of that kind of change and swirling around them.
Yeah, it's a form of adversity. It's something that you have to really, face and take head on. Obviously changing roles, it's tough, especially when you're a young player, when you're trying to establish yourself. And it's much easier for an older guy, a 9, 10, 11-year guy to fill in and fit a void that a team needs. So I kind of learned that on the fly, and by doing that, it's probably the best thing that really ever happened to me, because if you look at my career, you look at my first 2 years, I was the main option. I was a scoring threat, which I can still do. But now going through the type of role changes and the type of environment and culture that I was in, it really allowed me to, I just really believe that I can do it all on the floor. I think that I can play make, I can make people better. I think obviously I can score, I can rebound, I can defend at a high level. And, it was super important for my growth. And it's only going to help me this season with the Wizards and the rest of my career.
And a quick follow-up, curious, what was, can you take us through where you were when you heard about the trade, what your first thoughts are? And also, you just mentioned all the things that you have in your game now. What's kind of you mentioned your development. What is the next step of your development?
I think the next step of my development is, what I've been really working on this summer. Really been challenging myself, in the weight room. That's first. Obviously getting stronger, getting my body right. I want to continue to be, a defender. I think I have the potential to do really great things on that side of the ball. And, on top of that, this offseason, I've really done a great job of hammering my ball handling, my handling. I think last year with the Lakers, I did a great job of, showing and, being a willing passer, someone that could get guys open looks. And, for me, adding a handle and a more consistent, stronger one is really going to allow me to, be an on-ball type of guy, not only just to score and be that type of threat, but be the threat to, get guys open, get Rui open shots, get Brad easier looks, help Spencer get downhill, get Big Gafford pick and roll lobs, all those things, it's going to help.
Cool. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Chase.
Hey man, Chase Hughes of NBC Sports. Welcome to DC. There's been a lot of change on this roster the last few weeks, a lot of new players. As you look at the group of players on the Wizards right now, just kind of what stands out to you?
I think we got a lot of depth. I think that's the number one thing that stands out. Obviously you have Brad there, superstar type of player. Spencer is a really, really, really good point guard. That's something that, I've watched a little bit more ever since, the trade went down and whatnot. Just dissecting his game. Obviously you have Rui there, him being a modern day type of four-man in this NBA, someone that I see that has a lot of potential. I think he can, do some really good things in this league. And so on and so forth. It's a roster that's young, but also, we have a good mixture. I think my second year in the NBA with the Lakers, we had a team that, before injuries, it was very cohesive from a standpoint of having really good vets, but also young talent. And, this is like, kind of like that team we kind of had in that type of sense. So, yeah, man, I'm excited.
And I saw somewhere that you mentioned, wanting to become a leader as you kind of move forward in your career and what you've learned from being around guys like LeBron and the great players that you've played with and been around. What do you take from them and as you try to, continue to mature as an NBA player?
Professionalism. I think that's the number one thing. I think that's very, very important when you're, trying to build a winning culture, a culture that can contend for championships. You need professionalism. You need humility. You need to be able to understand people, understand how certain people act to, certain different situations. And also just, you have to lead by example. You can't just be a talker. You can't just do that. But, in order for guys to respect you and respect, your knowledge of the game, you have to do it at a high level and show it every day. So, for me, being around guys like LeBron, Rajon Rondo, even my second year, Tyson Chandler, so many people, have really influenced me and also influenced my professionalism in this league and how I, care about basketball and just care about my profession. So, yeah.
Fred.
Hey, Kyle. Fred Katz from The Athletic. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks. I'm just curious. You guys have now a bunch of guys who kind of play a similar position to you, or at least a similar kind of role with you, Rui and Bertans and, even Denny. How do you envision you guys kind of working together and how do you envision you guys complementing each other once you get going?
Well, I think you got to realize, obviously, I'm not going to say it's a log jam, but I'm going to say, if you look at the landscape of the NBA, teams always have a bunch of guys that are, 6'6" and above that can all play on the court at the same time. This league is transformed into, kind of positionless. And, if you have guys that know how to play basketball and defend at a high level, then now you're in business. So, I think it's a good problem to have, obviously for Wes and the organization. I like to call it successful people problems, because you have a lot of great talented players on one roster. And, it's always about sacrifice and, trying to win. So.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yep.
Matt.
Hey Kyle, you kind of mentioned your reaction to the trade, but like right beforehand, you kind of were rumored to go to Sacramento. So like, were you following it closely? Like, what was kind of your reaction when, all right, it's the Wizards, not Sacramento?
Well, it was it was essentially a done deal. I thought I was going to Sac. That's what I was hearing, and getting ready for that move, and then at the 11th hour, not really the 11th hour, but you know what I'm saying. The Wizards kind of came out of nowhere in that Russ deal, and he wanted to get to LA, and they made it happen. And I was excited about going to Sac, but then obviously the Washington thing came up, and I was ecstatic because having a chance to play with a superstar like Brad Beal, and an organization that's trying to win. That's something that Brad wants to do bad. You could just see how he plays and how he carries himself. So having the opportunity to play for a team, have a big role, and have a great chance of going to the playoffs in the East, you can't beat that. It's perfect.
Christos?
Hello, Kyle. Christos from Greece. Hope you're doing well. What is, from your perspective, what is the most impressive part and the most challenging part of the next season for you as a Wizard?
Say the last part for me.
What is the most impressive and the most challenging part of the next season for you as a Wizard?
The challenge. I've watched a lot of film since I've been traded. Just trying to get familiar. Just try to see how the team is. See how they play. And I think the challenge is obviously if you look at the team last year, unbelievable job offensively. Granted, new coach, everything this year. But a lot of the same guys are still on the team that played. And, I think Washington was fifth in offense of points per game, which is great. But for me, I think the challenge is definitely will be on that defensive end. I think we were ranked 30th, opponent points per game. And, that's something that has to change. I think anytime you have a formidable defense, you get defensive rebound, then, you got a chance in every game. And then if you add that to the fact that, you have guys like Brad, Rui, Bertans that can shoot the peel off the ball, and then adding KCP, me, Trez, Aaron Holiday, they have a great chance, competitive group. And hopefully, from day one, we just take it, one day at a time. But, defense is going to be vital for our season, vital for the chance to get to the playoffs and make some noise as well. So.
And for the next season and for your presence in the team, what result will make you satisfied at the end of the season?
You got to get to the playoffs. That's the only thing. We play this game to win games. I've been a part of winning for the past 2 years, and there's no better feeling. Losing sucks, and that's the success. If you can win, get to the playoffs, and continue to build the foundation and keep growing, that's a success to me.
Thank you very much.
Leonardo?
Hi, Kyle. It's Leonardo Torres from Peru. Hope you're well. Kyle, what do you think you need to improve on your game, and what will be your main goal for this season?
Just continue to improve my whole game, really. I've done a great job this offseason of building my strength, ball handling, and, continue to, add on what I did from shooting the ball from three this year. I think I had a really, really nice year of just having a consistent, same type of jump shot. And doing that this offseason is only going to help me. So, I'm just very excited to keep working and improving, coming to this organization. Tommy has said that, the organization has big, high expectations for me, and I want to withhold that. So,
Neil?
Hey Kyle, Neil Dalal from Hoop District. Welcome to DC. Spencer posted a video of you guys, getting up shots, working out in Vegas. I'm just curious, what conversations have you guys started to have, and maybe what conversations have you started to have with the rest of your teammates, Brad included, about how you foresee this season going?
We haven't, dug deep into that. I'm sure as September rolls on and guys get into DC, or even some of the guys are out in LA right now. I'm sure we'll have those conversations, but we got a lot of people on this team that I can just tell and sense that have chips on their shoulders and they want to win. Obviously adding Coach Unseld, first year coach, chip on his shoulder as well. So yeah.
And I was reading in your Players Tribune article today, you kind of wanted to start to take more of a leadership role as you mature in your NBA career. What did that, look like to you? Is that pulling a young guy to the side and explaining stuff, or how do you want that to go?
No, I think, being around some great leaders I've been around, talking is one thing, but you have to do, because if you don't, then, people won't respect you. So, just leading by example, being one of the first, few people in the gym every single day, hammering film, holding myself accountable, along with others, just doing things. We had a saying in LA, we don't have one leader, all 17 guys on a roster, everyone's a leader. And if you present yourself like that, and the whole team has that type of mentality, the camaraderie is going to be there, accountability is going to be there, and the ability to, kind of be cohesive will be there too.
Thanks, Kyle. Welcome again.
Last question to Chase.
Yeah, Kyle, going back to you saying you're pretty proud of how you shot the ball last year from outside and how you've improved in that way. Kind of what's next in that regard? What are the next steps for you as a shooter? Is it, getting open off screens? Is it off the dribble? Is it range? What do you hope to continue to develop in that part of your game?
Off the dribble. That's something that I've really, really worked on this off season. Being able to, whether it's pick and roll, breaking the guy down, getting just a quick, efficient shot, whether that's off the dribble, getting into the mid range, that's something that I really want to continue to try to improve on, because I believe I can do it at a high level. So, I would say more so off the dribble. Obviously every day in the gym, you're going to shoot catch and shoots. You're going to be most comfortable shooting catch and shoots because it's, the easiest style of shooting. But I think for me to improve and get to another level is definitely off the ball.
That's all the time we have today. Thank you, Kyle. And once again, welcome to DC.